As our interns wrap up their summer research, my colleagues in engineering and law and science and myself wanted to share with you some snippets of the work and the research that they have been doing over the summer, and also a little bit about the purpose and vision of the program. The aim of the Justice Alberta sponsored program is an environmental education program for Indigenous youth in Alberta, one that would provide pathways to university accredited qualifications in environmental studies. Our goal was to give to post-secondary students, beginning post-secondary students in Alberta, the experience of doing research and study alongside experts in the field as a means of exploring the potential for doing environmental studies and, of course, careers. It has been essential, of course, that the program be culturally responsive and nurturing, and it has been an enormous honour to have been able to participate digitally in ceremony and receive teachings from Elder Lloyd Suto and Elder Evelyn Day and her husband. Their wisdom and teachings have enormously enriched both the program and each of us. Despite the disruptions to field work and other essential elements of the program, our interns and their supervisors have done amazing work. So without further ado, here are some snippets of their experiences and their research.
So this study is examining the effects of strontium on benthic invertebrates, or the little critters that live in the bottom of lakes and rivers. A healthy ecosystem has a healthy population of these animals. When hydraulic fracturing fluids spill from pipelines, for example, the salt water contains high levels of a metal called strontium. So we're investigating the effects of that strontium on the benthic invertebrates and trying to assess whether or not we have ways to remediate and understand the effects of these spills.
I'm excited to be out here down in the river of Edmonton, checking out a healthy aquatic ecosystem and seeing how different metals from the oil fields will affect the different invertebrates that we have here. My project is looking at some of the oil field spills and the contaminants that are in those and how they impact the environment. The contaminants I'm specifically looking at is strontium, which is a metal, and I'm looking at how it affects the benthic invertebrates in aquatic systems in Alberta.
We're out here looking at the invertebrate associated with this creek. This is a natural creek, so we're getting a better idea of what invertebrates are actually here, and then looking at those communities back in the lab, looking at potential effects of oil and gas spills here in Alberta.
The research we conduct in my group helps to understand the decline of freshwater fish and other aquatic biodiversity. Partnering with iSteam has been a real win-win. I got to learn about my student Loren, growing up in her community and some of the observations that she's made, and we provide training for students on hands-on things such as handling fish and understanding other aquatic organisms. A lot of the research that we do is not based in the classroom, but it's based in the field. By providing training hands-on on some of these skills like identifying fish, measuring water quality, students can come back to their community to help improve the way that we monitor changes in aquatic environments. In iSteam, we help to provide that training to allow students to gain these skill sets that are very valuable in the workforce.
Power on. Today we're out here sampling the fish in the North Saskatchewan River using electrofishing so that we can analyze the health of the North Saskatchewan River. This program has really allowed me to gain experience in things that I wouldn't generally have the chance to experience while I'm getting my undergrad degree. The most exciting part of this program has been the opportunity to be fully immersed in an actual research project and get to see from everyone's point of view, and it has allowed me to learn if I want to do this in my future career. The project involves sampling crayfish so then we can see if the invasive species of northern crayfish has negative impacts in the North Saskatchewan River.
Yeah, look at that, it's so cool.
We're conducting research in the Canadian Rocky Mountains in Banff and Jasper Park, looking at how climate change is affecting downstream water quality in the Bow, North Saskatchewan, and Athabasca River basins. All three of these rivers receive their water initially from glaciers that have been melting and receding in the Rocky Mountains. iSteam provided 2 wonderful undergraduate environmental students to help us with our research this summer. They came out into the parks 3 times to help us sample water along different reaches of the rivers. And then when we came back to the university, we trained them to analyze the samples in our water chemistry labs.
This summer, I've been working under the supervision of Jessica Serbu and Vincent St. Louis. We have been studying the impacts of climate change on glacially fed rivers. As climate change continues to increase and glaciers continue to melt more, they'll be releasing tons of contaminants and nutrients into downstream systems. The rivers that we sample are a lot of main rivers in Alberta. So there's a lot of First Nations and Métis communities located along these rivers. It's really important to know what's happening in these rivers since so many communities rely on these rivers for their water supply.
We're testing 3 different pro-glacial rivers, the Athabasca, Sinwapta, Bow, and North Saskatchewan River. This project is super important because it affects the Athabasca River, which affects my First Nation community. It's really important to know the water chemistry throughout the years so we can model and predict what's going to happen throughout the years for our watershed.
This summer, it's been such an incredible opportunity to work with the iSteam program. I'm very grateful for this opportunity because working in this beautiful environment all the time is incredible, and everything that I've learned is stuff that I'll carry with me into my future career as a student in environmental science. Wanting to go into grad school or do more education in my future, everything that I've learned throughout the summer with iSteam has been really, really helpful.
And very, very novel to know the baseline chemistry of these waters. So the nutrients, the carbonates, the rocks, all coming out of these ancient glaciers. Basically, we're finding out everything that's been frozen in that ice for millions of years and able to find out inorganic and organic carbons, the microbials that have been in that ice forever, and see how they have been changing the water chemistry and how they will change them downstream as they make their way to communities that use this water every day. The whole experience of being with this research project has really taught me so much in the lab and in the field. And it's given me a bigger perspective of academia, giving me a lot of perspective of what else I want to do advancing in my career. So I've thought a lot about going into maybe a master's program or a PhD program after this. And I didn't realize how much work and time go into doing a research project like this, but I know that it's so important.
And this summer I worked with Dr. Charles Knock on environmental monitoring units and other biodiversity and stand dynamic monitoring systems. The focus of my research this summer was building cost-effective microclimate monitoring stations that will be used to monitor forests with different stand dynamics to see how different makeups with different trees compare in their growth. Monitoring the microclimate in forests helps us understand the effects of harvesting on different kinds of species, trees, understory, and that monitoring will allow us to pinpoint and get better results faster, cheaper, easier. The best part was actually going into what science really is and how much data you really need to do and how you have to manipulate that data after. I got to actually see the behind the scenes, the seminar series. That was really inspiring to see all the different ways that Indigenous people are so connected to. The lecture with Ray Cardinal really inspired me, and that's what I was hoping to do, was really get out there and get some data for different things, hearing from engineers, lawyers, all the different aspects of how Indigenous culture is everywhere.
This summer I was fortunate to be a partner in the iSteam Research Internship program, and we had Clay Gottschalk working in our lab, leading a project on DIY microclimate stations. Clay's work, pushing ahead our work with environmental monitoring stations, this DIY microclimate stations, is a really important part of our research. Our iSteam intern brought a lot of creative energy and excitement to the lab, and we were really happy and fortunate to have him. I hope to see the program continue in the future and really excited about participating next year.
Over the past 8 weeks, I have been working with Dr. Tara McGee within the Department of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences to look at how wildfire smoke impacts First Nation communities here in Alberta. This work is brand new to the scientific stage, as Dr. McGee put it, in the sense that not much research has been done in regards to how wildfire smoke actually impacts First Nations communities. The research shows that lots of factors have been not really looked at when it comes to how First Nation communities actually deal and respond and act to protect their health when it comes to wildfire smoke, such as underfunded housing on reserves and overcrowded houses on reserve actually have detrimental effects on an Indigenous person's health when it comes to respiratory symptoms and conditions such as asthma and COPD. Coming from a social science background where I mainly deal with, politics, being a poli-sci major, and being thrown into a science environment where I'm looking at underlying conditions of, health, housing, mental health, and stuff along those lines, it has been overwhelming. But now, nearing the end of this internship, it has been great.
Vaughn is working on a project specifically looking at how Indigenous communities are affected by wildfire smoke. And his project will lead into further research that will be started by a master's student in September and potentially further research as well.
This summer I worked on a project with Dr. Ranzau looking at air quality in Alberta and using new low-cost air sensors by Purple Air. This research is really important because air is something that's very important for everybody and is a human right. If we were able to monitor the air quality in rural communities and Indigenous communities, those communities would be able to take the necessary precautions in times of bad air quality, such as wildfires or other pollution events. I was really excited when I heard that I got the chance to do this research this summer and be part of the iSteam program for the first year. I think it gave me a lot of connections that I never would have made before with professors and other students in the university that I probably would have never met. I've learned a lot in terms of developing research questions, making poster presentations for research, and a lot of coding, especially, which isn't really easily presented, but that was a big part of my project as well. My research specifically has a large effect on First Nations communities because they're usually rural communities in Alberta that currently don't have air quality monitoring.
First Nations communities across Canada often experience many of the major harms of environmental degradation, and simultaneously they are well connected to the land, to the water, and to the animals that they experience. We've been working on a project that explores Indigenous laws in the Athabasca River Basin. Our work looks to elevate and recognize the important role that Indigenous laws should occupy in the area of environmental management moving forward. And it's important that we carry this work forward to further the process of reconciliation in Alberta and Canada more generally.
This summer, I've been working on researching Indigenous laws in the Athabasca River Basin area with Dr. Cameron Jeffries. Indigenous peoples are strongly impacted by climate change and have been dealing with the destruction of their traditional territories since the arrival of European settlers. Our research is looking specifically at Indigenous laws and environmental conservation and stewardship. Communities have been fighting for the protection of their traditional territory through the Canadian legal system for decades. Indigenous law can be used by communities to inform law and policy and provide better outcomes that are more satisfactory than those provided by the Canadian legal system. Over the seminar week, we had the opportunity to connect as a cohort and learn what others have been researching. We also had the opportunity to hear from elders
Evelyn, Dave, and Lloyd. Bringing culture into the program reminded me to not lose sight of what we're here for and where we came from. I appreciated their guidance and speaking candidly with the other members of the cohort through a sharing circle. The iSTEAM program has helped me form better connections with professors at the university and leaders in the area of Indigenous and environmental law.
Hey, what have you got, Garrett?
Looks like we got some small mammals here.
Yeah, that's a nice track, nice and clear. Sure. Maybe some mice or voles, what do you think?
Could be both.
Yeah.
Over the summer, what I've been doing is placing and retrieving these track tubes to monitor small mammal activity. I will be comparing the tracks on many different sites from around the city in natural areas, but also dog parks, community gardens, urban parks. We hope to compare the densities at these different sites of the small mammals as they're important prey species of coyotes.
We've been studying coyotes for the last 10 years in Edmonton to better understand their sources of conflict with people. And one of the things we know is that coyotes are attracted by a lot of different types of prey. Small mammals are just one of them. And we wonder, do they contribute importantly to the presence of coyotes at community gardens and off-leash dog parks relative to the river valley? If we know a little bit more about conflict with coyotes, we can help to increase policies that support coexistence with people.
The iSTEAM program is a program that gives Indigenous youth a chance to try different careers, have exposure to different projects, and have a chance to do and participate in environmental field research. As someone who grew up in rural Alberta, the biggest part that contributed to my career success is having exposure to different careers, industries, jobs, and having a chance to take part in real live projects. By having Indigenous youth participate in the iSTEAM program, there's benefit not only to the students and their career growth, but also to the Indigenous communities. It gives a chance for folks to bring back what they've learned and share their stories, and bring it back to the communities to contribute in a positive way.
It's been so much more than just a summer job for me. For many of us in this internship, our heritage has been something that we kind of not learned about. It's hidden most of the time, especially by the elders in the communities and the older generations. They don't talk about it. And through the seminar week and everything we've done in this internship, we've learned so much more about where we came from, about our heritage, and we've learned to value and respect it and show it. It's been amazing.
From my spirit and heart to yours, I'm very thankful to know the Indigenous students that took part in this inaugural year of the iSTEAM program. I'm very proud of all that you've done, and I'm very thankful that you've had this chance. I know it was challenging during these COVID times, but I know the projects that you've contributed are making a difference in a larger way than you can even imagine. So thank you.
We hope you enjoyed that. This program owes a great deal to the support of Elder Lloyd Souteau and other members of Paul Band, and in particular the mentoring and advice of Ray Cardinal, to whom we are extremely grateful. As we move forward into the future, we see great possibilities for this program. We want to thank you for making it possible to do this kind of good work here at the university, and we hope you will continue to support iSTEAM Pathways program as we seek sustainability going into the future. Thank you.